CJFL Coaches Show, catching up with head coach of the Regina Thunder, Scott MacAulay. Congratulations on making the Canadian Bowl. I mean, it's got to be obviously excited to be here.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the team's been working hard here all year just to put ourselves in a situation to get to this game, and it's a very exciting time for everybody.
Let's talk about the season. 5-2-1. You end the season on a tie. Does that kill momentum going into the postseason?
Well, I think the biggest thing about that game is that we played a lot of our next-ins. So even though we tied the game and stuff, we were really happy with the type of play our guys came out and put forth for the entire game. And we got a lot of guys that get a lot of playing time that haven't maybe got as much in previous games. So nobody likes a tie. It's like kissing your sister. But I think the big thing is that we create a little bit of momentum ourselves just for guys playing time-wise.
Happy with how the season turned out, 5-2-1?
Yeah, somewhat. I think we came out very strong at the beginning of the year and ended up being about 5-1. And the last two games of the year didn't really go the way that we wanted to go. But that's something we'll see as we progress forward to next year. Just things that we can maybe change up to make sure we don't have a lull. 8 games. We always say the week is really or the season's a long time, but the bottom line is really it's only 8 weeks. It's not that long of a season, so we definitely want to try to correct that for next year.
Okay, let's talk about the playoffs. You faced the Edmonton Huskies in the first game, a tight game here in Regina. Did that prepare you though for the final, for the PSC championship?
Yeah, I think that's, we weren't really happy with the way we played against Edmonton Huskies. Our guys came out and they played strong in the first half, and then we kind of stepped back a little bit and tried to work more on controlling the clock and the ball. So, I mean, there's something to say about that as well, because that's also part of the game. But the biggest thing, I think, it was kind of more of a rude awakening for our guys that, hey, we have to make sure that we play the full 60 minutes and we go from there.
How are you able to beat the Hilltops in their own park?
Well, I think the players just believed in the systems and they knew exactly what to expect. You play them so much, so often. We've been in the PSC final against them 3 out of the last 4 years. I think we learned a lot of different lessons each time. So, the second game of the year was kind of the opening of our eyes, I guess, is the fact that we can go into Saskatoon and beat them in Saskatoon, and really it's a huge high for us because we're able to beat the Hilltops twice in 1 year, twice in Saskatoon and once in the PSC Championship. So
pretty impressive, no doubt about that. This is a pass-first offense. Asher Hastings has been a great for you behind the center with being the All-Canadian quarterback, but the run game in the playoffs has been outstanding. Why the transition? Why the difference?
Well, I think they both kind of play off each other, right? If you're a passing team, the teams have to respect that. Maybe they're dropping a little bit deeper. It opens up the running game a little bit. But also kudos to our offensive line. We're very young, all right? We only have about 6 to 7 guys that are actually graduating, actually 6 guys that are going to play in this game. So we had a bunch of 18-year-olds that are actually starting the offensive line, and the more games they get, the more experience they get, and the better we're going to be. So I think that's really helped open up our running game up quite a bit as well.
Let's look at the Canadian Bowl now. This game against the Vancouver Island Raiders out in Nanaimo, BC. You've never seen these guys before in live action. Is it tough preparing for a team you've never seen?
You know what? It's exciting. I'm glad that there was there was that bye week, and then we got to have another long week here this week as well. That's going to pay off. Guys, not only they can heal up from injuries, but I think just like watching the game film, comparing the the PSC league to the BC league, there's quite a bit of a difference in regards to the types of plays and systems that are run. So I think it gave us a little bit more time to digest what VI has been doing and what their opponents have been trying to do to them and come up with a game plan. So it was great to have that extra time off.
What have you seen from them on film? What do they do well?
The biggest thing with VI, they like to run the ball. They got good running backs. They got a very fast offensive line. They got quarterbacks that can run as well. I know that they run a 50-50 split between pass and run, but I think the one thing that I really noticed with VI is that one is they have really great players. Coach Snoop's always been a good recruiter, and he's done it again. Just watching the systems on offense and defense, they're very well coached. And the other thing, too, is they're very fast. So we're expecting to have a very exciting game, and I think what will end up happening is both teams will come out and play their style of football, and basically after halftime, whoever can make the better adjustments or make the adjustments on the fly will be the team that comes out on top.
There's 5 or 6 players on the VI team that are from Regina, yeah, which is interesting. Did you know them? Do you know them coming into this one?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, we would be going after the same players that Coach Snoop would be going after, right? And I mean, the biggest thing is that life is full of choices, and they made their decision to go play elsewhere. And we have 77 guys in our locker room that decided to play with us and want to be a part of our organization, and fully understood what the direction we wanted to take and try to get over that hump. And they were successful at doing that this year. So I'm really proud of the guys in our locker room, and I'm also happy for those guys too. You know what? They made a decision, they stuck to it, and we're going to see them here this weekend. So.
Who's been the most vocal guy in the locker room? The guy that's been the most jacked for this game? Is there one guy?
I'd say the veterans. The next guy you're interviewing, actually, Ben Simlock. He's been one of the top leaders in the dressing room, and he's been very vocal, encouraging the players. But there's a lot of fifth-year guys that have been working really hard to try to get over that hump of, winning the PSC and trying to get into the next possible game. And those guys right now are the ones that are leading the team.
When does this become just a game? I mean, is it the opening kickoff? Is it the first hit? When do you think this just becomes another game?
Well, I think the opening kickoff. There's a lot. The biggest thing going into this game is that it's at home for us, and it's a 2:00 game, which we're used to, and I think our guys actually are really excited about this week because there is a lot of media and there is a lot of hype, and they deserve it. They've all put a lot of time and effort into it. When it comes to just being just a game, I think it'll be the opening kickoff where everybody can kind of start to relax and fall into their normal routines.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
Scott MacAulay is the head coach of the Regina Thunder. The Thunder will host the VI Raiders in the Canadian Bowl on Saturday.